Hi, my name is Brandon, and I'm going to teach you the main riffs of Metallica's Inner Sandman, just like the rhythm guitar, Gene's half go part. And I apologize if there are any camera angles are not good. I'm using my phone, and it doesn't have good angles. All right. So the first riff starts out with your finger on the 7th fret of the A string, and you gotta sound like this. Then, after you hit that, hit the open E string, low E string like this. When you play them together, you got that. Then after that, you hit the A string on the 7th fret again. Then you move to the 5th fret of the D string, play that. Then you move to the 6th fret on the E string and play that, and then hit the 5th fret above it. So you got that's how it plays together. And he does it he does it 10 times before you get that heavy riff, which is like. And then what you do is when you hit which we're not going to get much into this riff. I mean, it's more like Kirk's part you can hear over. But when you get to that, if you have a distortion pedal, or if your amp has a delay button or like FX button, hit that on, and then put your index finger on the 7th fret of the A string, and then put your ring finger on the 9th fret of the D string and your pinky on the 9th fret of the G string, and you strum that like that. And you hold it out for about 4 beats, and you strum it for 4 beats. And you strum it again, and then you just go. Then you hold it out for 4 more beats, and you go, which is a power chord with the pinky on the 8th fret of the A string and index finger on the 6th fret of the E string. You hit that, then you move up a fret, and hit that. So it's play that like 3 times, and you go, and you hit back the power chord of the pinky on the 9th fret of the D string and the index finger on the 7th fret of the A string, and then you just repeat the chorus up. And you do it 5 times, and then you get into this riff. There. It starts out like this. You put your index finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, and you strum a power chord with the open string on the with the open E string like this. And you do that twice. Now when you hit it the second time, you slide your index finger to the 7th fret, hit that single, and then hit the 6th and the 5th fret. The 6th fret on the E string, and then the 5th fret on the 5th fret. So you got. And I'll play it slow so you can get a good look at it. And then when you saw me do this riff, what that is it's a power chord with the pinky on the 5th fret of the A string and your index finger on the 3rd fret of the E string, and you strum that. Then you move up a fret, hit that, and you hit the E and A open, hit the power chord of the pinky on the 4th fret of the A string, and then index finger on the 2nd fret of the E string. Hit that again. Slide back down to the 5th, to the starting chord. Hit back a fret up, and then hit this power chord with the index finger on the 2nd fret of the D string and then open A. So it's like so. And then you repeat the riff before. And then you repeat the whole riff twice, and then you get to the actual verse part, which is you hit the open E string 7 times, then you hit the power chord with the ring finger on the 3rd fret of the A string and the index finger on the 1st fret of the E string. So it's like this. You do that twice, then on the 3rd time you hit it. You hit the open E string 7 times, and then you put your pinky finger on the 5th fret of the A string and on the 3rd fret of the E string, and you strum that. And you do that, and you do the same riff as you did after the riff after this. You do that after you do this, so it's like and you know all the words, and then you repeat that twice. And then the next part he does is after he does a second time, he goes with the 4th finger, with your ring finger on the 4th fret of the D string, strum that, and move to the 2nd fret on the E string, on the G string. Hit that, so you got. And then it's a hammer on with the 3rd fret of the A string, hammer on to the 2nd fret. So and together you got. And then he does it 4 times with the while he does the words, and then he goes to the chorus, which is basically all power chords. Which you start out the 4th fret on the A string, and then the 2nd fret on the E string, and you go. Then you move to the 5th fret of the D string, the 3rd fret of the A string, and you strum that power chord. And you move up a fret, so. Then you just play it again. And then you play it again, but this time, when you do it, he goes. When you get there the 3rd time, you just strum the power chord with the 2nd fret of the A string, and then the open E. So do that twice. And then you just do that power chord, this riff. So it comes in handy a lot in this song, which is really cool. And then you just do that whole down, 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 down. And with Kirk soloing in the back. And then you just go back to playing the verse fret, like. And you just repeat that until you get to until after the 2nd chorus. After the 2nd chorus, when he finishes, and he just goes. He plays that number. and then while Kirk's doing the solo, but instead of going to repeating the verse, what he does is after that, while Kirk's still playing the solo, he does this part of the, which is, you know, the 2, 4 of the D, 2 of the G, and hammer on the A, 3 and 2 on the A, you know that. Which I showed early in the video with the verse part. Then, you know, he goes to the power chord of the chorus after he plays that after he plays this 4 times. He goes to the chord riff. And then he switches off to clean while Kirk's finishing up the solo. And then you got the large drum. And then when you get to the prayer part where he goes, "Now I lay me," he just plays the beginning chord again, like. And then he plays that through the whole part where he goes, "Now I lay me down," say the whole prayer, even through the kid. And then he switches back to distortion, and he plays this number again through that whole "Hush Little Baby," and that whole verse. So he goes like, "Hush little baby, don't say a word, and never mind that Lord you heard. It's just the beast under your bed, because it's in your head." But he plays that about 8 times, and then he goes to the chorus. But instead of finishing that out, he goes, "Grain of sand," and then he goes, repeats the chord. And then it depends on what you're watching. If you're watching a video, he takes a little break, then he goes straight to. He plays that 7 times before doing. But then, you know, if you watch it live, you know, he says something, then he plays it. But then after he does this, 7 times he'll do that handy dandy riff I talked about earlier. And then, you know, the rest of the song is him doing the power chord with one finger on the 3rd fret of the A string, the other on the index finger on the 1st fret of the E string. He plays that. He gets the open E 4 times, I think, and then he just continues at the whole song. So it's like. Throughout the whole song. And thank you very much.